It's often said that we hold the weight of the world in our shoulders, and that is why I am just so excited to share this shoulder massage video with you that's going to help to address shoulder pain and tension and tightness. And you know what? Shoulder pain just leads to so many other issues in the body, from back pain to arm pain, headaches, neck pain, jaw pain, so much more. So this is a really important one, and this is one that you can do with your friends, with your family, and with your clients. And this teaches you a way to massage the shoulders that you may have never done before. It's high-level learning, it's deeply effective, and it's done in such a way that is such a pleasure for the person receiving and for the person giving. So just before we begin, I've got another video here if you want to take this shoulder massage even farther. And also I want to ask you to think about becoming a Patreon supporter. For just $8 a month, you get access to all kinds of exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else, and that includes an expanded version of this shoulder massage. All right, let's go for it.
All right. Time to massage the shoulders. One of my absolute favorite ways to give a good Thai massage. Definitely consider it a specialty. And I teach a lot of these techniques at great length in my transformational Thai massage program. So if you're interested in that and getting certified, or really just learning all kinds of great shoulder techniques along with the whole rest of the body, there's a link down below that you can check out. And I'm starting with palming the shoulders, just creating length where the shoulder meets the neck. It's often said that we hold the weight of the world on our shoulders, and it tends to be right about here. So it's a great place to start. When I massage shoulders, one thing I like to do is just at various points bring in some stretches to create some openings as well. So this Udana stretch is kind of a nice counter to the downward pressure we just gave. And then we're going to settle in for a little while for some nice massage on both the top of the shoulder and the back of the shoulder. This technique is called a rolling pin. So what I like to do is right where the neck meets the shoulder, start there, softening that back and forth motion. I call this being like a butter knife, just softening and melting before I start to sink in and roll. When I place a pillow between me and her, I get to be like the back of a chair, nice and supportive, but also creating some good, healthy boundaries and distance, so she can rest into the pillow and so can I. So definitely use those props, have those props nearby all the time. You can use the middle of your forearm or the part of your forearm that's close to your elbow. I like to start this with my forearm parallel to the ground, and then I'll bend so I can get in a little bit more to the back. So interestingly, so here's a really nice, I can feel it, there's a knot here. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of easing my way in, both with the wiggling and just kind of sinking in and kind of pushing to create some space. It's very common to find those knots. So it feels sometimes like a little marble or like sand kind of breaking up, or sometimes it feels like a little hilltop. So when you run into them, again, you just kind of take your time. Start with something lighter and then ease your way in. Usually there are so many tense spots here that it's never a linear progression where I do that softening and then I just go deep and start going deep the whole time. I come back to the softening frequently. It's greatly appreciated. You know, taking your time with each position. All you're doing is giving her body the chance to do what it knows how to do. So I love to spend a lot of time in that rolling pin position. I often say that in that gap between the neck and the shoulder, there's about anywhere from 1 to 10,000 nice spots that you can get in. So taking your time to feel it, you will feel it and you will find places, and just kind of take your time with it. Next one, cow face 1, and greasing the shoulder. So this is greasing the shoulder actually first, just circling, lubricating, creating some space here, and then into a stretch. So my 2 hands are on the elbow, her arm is resting on mine, inhale, and then on the exhale, guiding her elbow into my body. In, release, and repeat. And after 2 or 3 times, I like to squeeze. So again, after some good massaging of the shoulder, now again we're going back to some opening. And so I really like to interplay that with the shoulder. So continuing with our stretching, I'm going to put her hand on the back of her head. Other hand goes across the body. This is called the Shiva twist. So getting into position, coming around the side. So I'm right behind her as I lean back and twist. And to prevent her shoulder from getting jerked, my hand that was started here at the elbow just kind of comes down eventually, because she keeps opening up and I don't want to pull at her shoulder joint too much. So having my hand in the middle of her tricep supports that. So that's one direction of opening of the shoulder. Release. Come back to center, taking her hand, I like to put it behind the back. And actually my knee comes behind the back to support it. And here's another one. So this is almost like a massage mixed in to a stretch. This is cow face 2. I like to get in here with my side of my elbow, forearm area to further open up. So my one hand's in the front of her shoulder pulling, my other arm, my elbow is pushing in. And then I can even sometimes, depending on how many knots are there, I like to continue to do a bit of that rolling pin. And then from here, release that arm, bring it around in front. Shakti twist. So I've got one hand on the front arm, one hand in the back, so that I can twist her. And again, this can be a hybrid where I'm putting her in a stretch or a twist, and then I can massage back here as well. So I can get into some of these really sweet spots. It can be pretty deep under and around her scapula with the side of my elbow. So finishing up the first side. Oh yeah, I can already feel quite a big difference between the two sides. And then I'm going to bring my pillow in and we'll do the second side. So from here, just kind of squeeze it out a little bit and Love to do these circles. And just helping to open up those shoulders. I'm going to ask her to interlace her fingers, place them behind her back or behind her head, placing a pillow right on her back, and then my knee is going right in between her shoulder blades or right on her spine, so that's why you need the pillow there. We're going to do another nice stretch. So I pull her back so that my knee ends up right between the shoulder blades. And then my hands are on her triceps. So it's a chest opener, shoulder opener, creating more space right there. Neck, shoulders, upper back, all getting impacted. So I started with a short pause and then I went into something a little longer, bringing her arms down. And in fact, just before I move on, after that deep stretch, I can go back to my circles. And then from here, even though she's very flexible, I'm going to have a pillow in her lap because I'm going to bring her forward, and I like to have the pillow there in this prayer pose because she's going to spend a good amount of time here, but it also creates this rounding in her upper back, which brings all the muscles in the back of her shoulder closer to the surface. And so a lot of my clients come to me for shoulder massage, and where they're feeling it is on the top of their shoulders or close to their neck. And they don't realize it until I get them in a position like this, just how much it's the work that's happening here in the upper back, around the scapula, and this whole back part of the shoulder, either contributing to the pain that they've got on the top of their shoulders or supporting the pain that's going on up there. So these muscles are working overtime. So what I'm doing is using my forearm and the side of my elbow, wiggling just like I did on the top of the shoulder. The technique is very much the same. It's just I'm close to the spine and then rolling and working my way outwards. And again, I just felt it. I felt like a ropey muscle. So I'll just slow it down, gently wiggle my way in. And now we're able to sink in a little deeper and pause and hang out in that spot. Giving the back of that shoulder a really great massage. And yet, having this nice leverage, using the side of my elbow, it's pretty darn effortless. And as comfortable as I look, what I'm also doing is just listening, being patient, because I can feel underneath my elbow there's a softening and a loosening up going on here. And I'm just gently wiggling, rolling, sinking my way in. So you can feel it, or maybe you can see the way my elbow is going back and forth. So here's another one of those knots. So let me lighten the pressure, wiggle my way again into it. Maybe even use my other hand to help support and guide it, so I stay on top of the muscle. And then I can start to go in more deeply again and see if that changed things. And it certainly did. But then I find another one, and I just basically keep repeating it. So she's obviously been in this position now for a little while, but the truth is, I can massage those shoulders and the areas that are connected to the shoulders, so like down the arms to the hands, down the back, easily for a couple of hours by giving these areas breaks and then coming back to them and then repeating. And if you want to learn more about that, again, I've got my program, Transformational Thai Massage, and check out the link below where we get into all that we're doing now and a lot more. So before I change sides, I want to give her a break, give her back a break and her body a break. So we'll come up slowly. I even like to get a hand between her shoulder blades to help open that up. Give the shoulders a nice squeeze. And then we'll do it again. A couple more moves here. So holding on to my partner as I sit down. And this one is called the rowboat. I'm helping to open up those shoulders, chest area. So the way I like to do this is let my feet go in first, and then you only bring the arms back as far as they can comfortably go. You can always check in with your partner about it. She's, again, quite open. For some people, their arms end out farther and wider to the sides. But when someone's more open, then the arms tend to come more behind the back. And as I finish this one up, I'm gonna let her know that I'm gonna bring her down. We're gonna come back, supporting her, holding on. And my feet are placed right on her shoulder blades. And I'm gonna bring her back, and this is called the fish. Usually I'll ask my partner to straighten their legs at this point, and they can just rest in this position. I also like to bring a pillow or a bolster, put my own hands on them, so that we can just breathe together. Again, opening up the shoulders here. In a natural, relaxed way. Having the pillow there means I can also let go of the head. Sometimes I'll do that so that I can put my hands on the fronts of the shoulders. I might ask them to take some nice big breaths here. Just encourage that nice deep breathing. It's moves like this that just bring it home. What a glorious practice this is. What a moving meditation. And that just by giving some time to breathe like this, again, that inner pharmacy can be released. Relaxation and space and spaciousness in the shoulders, it just comes. When you're ready to come out of it, I'm going to take your pillow out of the way. I hold the head, turn my feet over, and I just guide her down to the mat. And then I like to do a counter and just bring her chin forward. This is actually called the counter fish. So when you do a few nice things for the neck here, it certainly also benefits the shoulder. Place a pillow underneath you. So a few nice presses here for the front of those shoulders. which I'm doing with my thumbs, or I can do with my knuckles. I'm going to end off with a little shoulder massage. So turn her head to one side, and I'm just going to slide my fingers on the back of her shoulder here. Circles. A little traction. Back to circles. So I like to repeat that move a few times, where again we're working with the logic of Thai massage, the beautiful intelligence of this practice that says, okay, let's massage areas, let's release tension, and then stretch it out and bring the benefits right into the body. So I can even do both at the same time. I've got one hand making those circles on the back of her shoulder. My other one is at appropriate moments just kind of pressing and anchoring and tractioning the shoulder. A couple circles on the neck, because why not? It's right here. And guiding her head to the other side. And we can do the same thing. Again, my fingers just slide here into the back of the shoulder. And all I'm doing is pushing my fingers up and pulling them back. Press up and back. Push on that shoulder and push up in the back of the shoulder. Circles on the neck, and then back to the back of that shoulder. Taking my knuckles on the front of the shoulder. Great. Her head comes back to center. A few more nice presses here. A few more presses on both shoulders at the same time. And why not just keep repeating that a few more times? We're coming to a sweet ending here. So it makes for a good, luxurious ending. And then sweep. Now it's also true that it's very easy to extend this massage. You can do it by having your partner turn over, and with them lying face down, you can massage the back of the shoulders that way. I've got a link to a video where I do just that, so I'll share that link up above if you want to keep on massaging. But for now, we're coming to a sweet, sweet ending. Thanks so much.
All right, well, there is your shoulder massage, and I hope you are as excited as I am about it and that you're going to practice it Leave your comments, leave your questions down below. I would love to hear from you. Check out Transformational Thai Massage, and also if you want to learn more customized videos here, then check these out as well. Wishing you some amazing massages, and we'll talk to you real soon.